welcome back to my channel. Here from sunny, hot Western Australia. I got news and I've started a new project. As I said in my last videos, that new year, new projects, and I'd like to turn you around and share what is coming up for the next couple of months. Hey, stay with me, please. Okay, we're back, and as you can see, I'm digging again, and I'm digging. This is my new project. I'm digging to build a grow-on pond for the little koi's, and let's go a bit backwards. It will be here in our fresco area. So where we sit. It will be here, a pond going in, not deep. It's only on this side. It will be only going about 30 centimeter below ground, and on the far other side it will go 50 centimeter below ground, and then the entire pond will be then bricklayed up 30 centimeter. So yeah. So what I'm digging here at the moment, that is basically the size of the pond, bricklayed with these clay bricks. And then in the next phase, when I've finished all this digging here, I should be done hopefully by today. Then I will clear an area here for the brush filter chamber and the bioreactor chamber. So yeah. And I will show you in a minute my plans. I made a little sketch, and yeah, I'll show you how the entire pond will look like, and it will get a window or two here in the front. So yeah, so that will tell me if I like a window in the future bigger pond, should something like that be on my agenda. Okay, I will come back to you in a minute and explain everything on my sketch or my drawing I made, how this pond will work. Okay, be back in a minute. Thanks. We're back. So these are my plans for the pond. As you can see here, is the pond about 2.2 meter wide by 1.5 meter 2.2 meter long, 1.5 meter wide, and then it has a brush filter chamber in the back running alongside. So you is watching my channel, I'm a big fan of brush filters. I'm not saying drum filters or Nexus, beat filter are bad. I mean, I've many times considered getting one of those filters, especially the drum filters. However, in my line of work, where I'm half the year not at home, I honestly can't rely on a drum filter that might stuff up while I'm at work. And the brush filter is just for me the most simple solution, and a bit more on the natural side too. So it doesn't block up necessarily if you build it right. And with my last one, I've made now all the experience. I know what to look for now. So yeah, back to this. So here's the brush filter chamber. So, and then I have the bottom drain on the other side. I'll explain in a minute why I have the bottom drain here. So the bottom drain is here on this side, not in the middle, not in the center. It's here, and then it goes to the brush filter chamber, ending up here. I've got a skimmer on this side as well, going into the brush filter chamber. However, the skimmer, I changed my mind, and it will not go through the brush filter chamber. It will have a separate pump that will have a small pressure filter as a pre-filter attached, and then it will go into the bio chamber. The simple reason is, with a separate pump, I can put a timer on and turn that pump off when feeding is, because till now I always struggled with feeding the koi's and yeah, having a solution that the feed doesn't end up in the skimmer when, you know, with the draw of the filter or the skimmer. So that's why it's basically yesterday I decided to put a separate pump on and then push it through a little pressure filter back into the biochamber. Okay, that is the skimmer. Brush filter, bottom drying, going into the brush filter here, flowing slowly through and then settling on the way. Then it goes into this pump chamber. From there, the pump chamber has a pump. It is separate to the brush filter, so it will have a little brick wall in there, so that the water, when it comes through, has to climb up, go into that pump chamber, and there will be a UV light as well. And then it gets pumped up into a biochamber, and then from the biochamber, it's a static filter with plastic media in there, so it has to go. It gets pumped up and then spread out over the biomedia, similar to one of these barky showers, but only in the principle that it gets pumped up and then it goes down through the static media and back up, and it ends up here in a special shelf, filled with water, and then BCB planter baskets. And then that water they got pumped up on top here will then return here. So 2 returns, gravity back into the pond. So all my flow was one directional. It comes back here, out, and flows this direction. And on this side I will have a air curtain as well to give it a bit more flow and of course aeration. So to see it from the side, I have this here, and here you can see everything slopes down. So this is where the return comes and the air curtain, and all the flow goes this way, and then basically it gets slowly pushed down into this bottom drain. And here's a nice slope going from 120 height here, or depth here, to about I think it was 145. Yeah, 145 to here. So my hope is that all this dirt, because of the slope here, goes straight into the bottom drain, and nothing, literally nothing settles on the floor and needs some help with aeration or other things. So this is the side view of the pond, and here basically the side view of the filter chambers. So the brush filters, bottom drain and skimmer coming here, or the bottom drain comes here, has to go through all the brushes, then overflowing into the pump chamber, where we'll have a pump that pumps the water through a UV light reactor. And at the moment I probably will put a Oasis Bitron on there, and then it flows over top into the biochamber. On the bottom of the biochamber is an air ring, so that while the water comes down, air is getting pushed through all the plastic static media, aerates the environment for the bacteria in there. So the water goes nicely through, comes down, and then it will go back up into this planter. And you can see here the planter and the biochamber are slightly higher in the water level to the pond. So it gets pumped up, and then into this planter trough or shelf, and from there gravity will push the water back into the pond and return it to the bottom drain. So I'm quite a fan. I like the concept of these planter PCB planter baskets with a few plants in there, so to remove the nitrate out of the water and phosphate, of course, so you can get away with less water changes. You know, basically you catch a couple flies at once. One, you don't use as much water. It's good for the environment. Second, if you, like us, you would depend on rainwater and not on mains, so you need this kind of little bit of water savings, because all our water comes from the dams or from a groundwater source that we're pumping up, so we have to be mindful how much water we use. And of course cost. If you're on main water, it will save you a bit more money down the line. So that, and then I'll have a window in here, so when we sit in the alfresco, we can enjoy koi through the window. I'm not sure if I'm a fan or I like the window thing. I really enjoy watching my koi from the top, and this is an experiment. This entire pond, this grow on pond, is an experiment, because down the track I want to build another pond in let's say a retirement home, because when we get older, I don't want to be on a 5-acre property, so we'll have another property. And I like this ground pond is to say it at least, a big experiment for a future pond, to see if my concept having the bottom drain down here in a slope will work. That's the first experiment, that all the dirt ends up here. Because looking at our swimming pool, where you have a one directional flow, it's quite interesting, and there's no slope at all in that swimming pool. And I've seen it before, even in another swimming pool we had before, they had actually a slope. The dirt always settled on the other. It was always pushed by the currency this way down and then back. So if you don't have a bottom drain here, it all ends up here. But I hope with the slope and the currency going down here, that all this ends up naturally through the bottom drain in the filter chamber. There's one experiment. I hope that will work. And then the other, of course, is this PCB planter trough. I hope that will reduce those nitrates and have a nice focal point. Plus, the window is another experiment. To be honest, will I like in the future a window in my pond, on my pond, or do I go back in a future pond and have just the view from the top? Or I do a hybrid, view from the top, and if I want to see them from the side, another side window, let's say in a separate location. Okay, this are the sketches of that grow on pond. Anyone who has any input, please write me a comment. If what I'm doing is maybe not good enough, or if I've made a mistake or I think a bit wrong, I appreciate any comments to this. Another thing, what I changed, I will have one course of bricks on the top above the window, because I see on other YouTube videos where they have the window framed in with bricks. I like that a lot. I don't honestly, compared to the other windows that open to the top, I like the one with the brick of it. So yeah, and the concept of the one directional flow, the main instigator or idea came from Ricky Stoddart from Koi Talk or Koi Wholesale. He always propagates and advises one directional flow, and yeah, I like that idea, and this is why I want put this forward in this new grow on pond. Okay, this is the sketch. I hope I explained myself good enough with my grow on pond drawing. Look, I'm not an architect, so I'm not good in drawing. This is honestly more a sketch for me when I build it, that I know haven't forgot anything during the build, that I always can come back to these sketches and double check. Okay, I'll stop here and I'll show you how far I've come with the earthworks. Give me a second, please. Okay, we're back, and as you can see, I've finished the earthworks. The hole is finished. I have the nice slope in here. I got the shelf for the filter area on there. I have made a little change. That area there has to go in a slight angle, because we see that big rock straight underneath there. We have our water line to the house, so I don't want to block that off with a concrete slab. So that filter goes in a slight angle over, and yeah, then next week when I come back from work, I basically will dig the drain, dig the trench for the drain, for the bottom drain, and start the concrete work. Okay, that's all from me today. I hope you like this video and you will stay tuned for future updates on the progress on my new project, the grow pond. A little funny thing to mention: when I was start digging this, halfway through, my wife said, "Oh, we're getting now a spa finally. Great." And I looked at her and had to disappoint her and said, "No, this is just as I mentioned, the grow pond." She fancied the idea of having a spa in this area. Who knows, maybe one day. But the little kois are more important. Right now we've got the swimming pool, and the little kois need their grow pond. Okay, that's from me here. Enjoy your hobby and see you next time. Bye for now.